Yeah, so unfortunately, I might be a little bit awkward with uploads this week because the removalists are coming on Wednesday and then I have to drive across the country on the weekend, so it might be like a week until consistent uploads happen again.
What? You mean you haven't pre-recorded videos for every day of the week?
I mean, you're gonna have to give me a bit of a break there. It's gonna be a little bit tough.
I will never forgive this transgression.
To be fair, at least we're getting something today. We're gonna look at Ditto VMAX.
Also, I'm a bit disappointed in this opening skit.
I think we need to have a chat after this. This is rude.
Not your best, Mitch.
Welcome back, everyone, to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch, and today we're going to be talking to you about a deck that can counter everything in the Pokemon TCG. That's Ditto Toolbox. Let's take a look. Thanks to Shining Fates, we now have access to Ditto V. We've already seen it in one of the videos on the channel already, and I'm sure you've definitely seen other content creators talking about it. V Transformation is an incredibly powerful ability that lets us be really versatile with which attackers we choose. If you like Ditto and you want to play along with the list, there's a link down in the description. There's the whole list is there. You can just copy that into PTCGO, and whilst you're there, leave a like. That would be fantastic. I would really appreciate it. It's going to help me on the move. That would be great. Let's talk about the deck. Ditto V can obviously turn into a bunch of different attackers. We have Milotic V, that's good for Center Scorch. We have Talonflame, which is good to set up early. We have Victini, which is good to damage Pokemon that like to set up a number of energies. We've got Rhyperior, which is really strong. And we have Galarian Sirfetch'd. All of these Pokemon are super strong. Our fighting ones can deal with things like Pikarom and Eternatus. Our water ones can deal with our Center Scorch matchup, and we can also deal with a bunch of other stuff with Victini. Those metal decks can kind of be a bit of a pain. We can knock them out with this. We also have the option to use Ditto VMAX. Max Transform for 3 energy lets us just copy the attack from our opponent's Pokemon. So, do they have an ADP in the active? Well, let's just use Ultimate Ray. Do they have Zacian? We can just knock it out. That's not a problem. Max Transform, an incredibly strong card. Both of these Dittos, very powerful. We'll jump into some gameplay and see how the deck works. Alrighty, we are ready to go. Our opponent is starting with a Cramorant here, and it looks like we're looking at either like a Tempo Zard kind of list with Charizard and Blacephalon and things like that, or potentially a Center Scorch list with a bad start. Let's Stellar Wish here. Neither of those cards are particularly good. We do have another Jirachi. We're looking for a basic to Welder onto, right? We want to get a Quick Ball. That would be great. Stellar Wish, and we find Research. It's better than nothing, I suppose. I mean, we could grab the other Scoop Up Net and just go for it, but to be honest, we probably want to just draw cards, right? Let's Scoop Up. We'll go one more time. We will go one more time with Jirachi. We finally got the Quick Ball. Hello. Oh, Master Zymniac. Thank you very much for the love heart there. Appreciate it. Let's Quick Ball. We can find ourselves our Ditto V. Thankfully, we have the Fire Crystal in hand. We can get that Fire energy back if we want it. I might just attach this Aurora energy here. We'll get rid of the Jirachi. Now, the question is, do I want to Welder or Research? I think the Fire Crystal is good. I like the idea of Weldering because we want to get the energy on our Ditto as quickly as possible. And this is actually a decent setup. We can decide, do we want to go in with the VMAX, or do we want to use one of our other V Pokemon if we can find them later on. We've got the Research, we've got the VMAX in hand, and we have potential to find basic Vs to evolve into. I think the preferred one would be Milotic, because that would be able to knock out the Reshizard in one hit, but I'm not sure whether we're going to have that in the active, to be honest, based on the way that this is happening here. We may see just a Welder to the Cramorant, and that would be quite frightening. It is going to be Welder to the Cram, so that means they're going to be able to do 160 damage to our Ditto, which is frankly terrifying. And it means that Max Transform might not be the best move for us to use. I don't know what our best attack is going to be, though. There's not a great amount of options here. They've gone for the Beak Catch, so that's not too bad. What this deck needs is it needs a lightning attacker to take out this Cramorant, but at the moment I've not got one in there. So we'll try and sort something out. 2 Ditto VMAXs, we probably need to play that down now. We can't afford to get rid of that. We'll we'll just spit shot worst case scenario here. Let's research. We'll grab as many cards as we can. Probably go for the Stellar Wish here. Again, we're looking for another Pokemon. We don't find it. We may need to just Dedenne this hand away, which is just horrifically bad. We could scoop up the Jirachi and try and do another little switch between the Jirachis to find more attackers. That could be a way to go, but it's so risky. Let's just max transform and use Spit Shot here. I'm going to put 160 onto the Reshizard on the bench. That seems pretty good, and hopefully next turn we can top deck into a Pokemon that we can use Welder on. That would be great. Or we can use the Jirachi on the bench. We can switch into it. Or we can just Welder to the active. You know, that's also acceptable. Considering Spit Shot requires that we discard all of our energy. So we could just Welder to the active. I don't have a problem with that now that I'm thinking about it. It does, of course, depend on what our opponent plans on doing here. Looks like they're going to power up Reshizard. And they're going to switch into it. Which means that now we can, depending on what attack they use, we can just use Outrage. Yeah, we can Outrage to knock this out now, which is really, really good. There's a Scoop Up Net as well. I think we Welder to the active, do we? It seems fine. We can just Welder to the active, put 2 energies there. And we find a Quick Ball as well. We need to attach to the active because we need to max transform. Then we can Quick Ball away the Hearth, grab ourselves maybe another Ditto. Do we just grab Rhyperior? Seems pretty good. I like the idea of Rhyperior. We can just discard this if we need to. We can also play it down. Let's play it down. We just max transform and Outrage and take the knockout. This is really risky, but we at least have the Aurora energy for our Rhyperior next turn. This is very awkward. Welder is a very good card to get off of the prizes. Milotic would have been nice earlier on. Victini V. Well, that's why we didn't find any of our basic Vs early on. They were all in the discard pile. In the prizes, sorry. So we've got Giant Hearth, we've got Welder. We've got Aurora energy, so we're at least attacking this turn, which is good. I would prefer to attack into something other than Cramorant, to be honest. But if I have to, I will. I'm going to switch into Jirachi and Stellar Wish. Okay. Scoop Up Net. So it looks like they're doing their little Scoop Up Net play between their Jirachis now. Into the Cramorant and then Spit Shot onto the active. Alright, let's figure out the best way to go about this. They cannot knock out Rhyperior this turn. But we cannot knock out their Cramorant. We need extra energy that we just do not have access to. Let's promote Jirachi and see what we can find. Not a lot. We've not got a lot. I mean, we can Giant Hearth. Get rid of the Jirachi and grab a couple of fire energies. Oh my goodness, this is such an awkward hand. There's just nothing that I really want to use here. That reset stamp's pretty good though. Okay, so now I'm not feeling so bad. Now it's not so bad. Let's reset stamp them to 3. We'll see if we can't hold them off for a little bit. We can Welder onto the Rhyperior. We can attach the Aurora energy, which is good. We've got Boss's Orders as well for next turn, which is incredibly good. We can get rid of the Victini. Then we can switch into Rhyperior. That seems okay. And we might just need to Drill Run. This is only going to do 50 damage, which is a bit disappointing. But next turn we can knock it out with Heavy Rock Artillery. Which is obviously a good sign. And Rhyperior with 230 HP is quite a lot. Is quite a chunky boy. I do like it. I also like the art on Rhyperior. The full art on Rhyperior is incredible. Super, super underrated. They've managed to find a Welder off of the reset stamp, because that's the way that that particular card works, is that you just give them exactly what they need. So they've managed to do that, no problem. Then they're going to go for a Quick Ball. They're probably going to find something like Dedenne here, maybe Crobat. They need to draw more cards. There's the Dedenne, so that's good. We can boss and knock that out next turn if we'd like. We do need to find another attacker though. Playing down a Blacephalon. Awkward. They've attached. Do they Spit Shot the active or the Jirachi? I feel like the Jirachi's the best choice and they go for it. Okay. So, do you know what I'd really like to do? I'd really like to get a... I was about to say that. I was about to say I would really like to get a reset stamp, and there it is. Well, I never. Let's grab ourselves some energies. We can attach to the active. We'll see what we can do off this Pokegear. We can find a Welder, which is good. We might even elect to just Welder this turn. Actually, do we boss knock out the Crobat and go down to 1 prize? Or do we Welder to the active, knock out the Cram in the active, and try and get ourselves into a Pokemon that we can scoop up next turn? I think actually, let's boss out the Jirachi, because there's not a lot that they can do about that. Plus, we can use Drill Run, right? And so they're going to be stuck with no cards, because we've stamped them again. Then we can Drill Run. Knock that out. Take a prize, and all we have to do next turn is find a boss. So I like this play. There's Indeedee V, another basic that was in the prizes early. Okay, they've promoted Cram. Cram we can't knock out. Heavy Rock Artillery doesn't knock it out. Does 210 minus resistance, which is 180. So we cannot knock out Cramorant with Rhyperior. We need to find boss. We also need to find a way to switch, right? So what we could do is we could like go into, put down Indeedee, switch into it, retreat with the energy, and then try and find boss off of a Dedenne or something like that. Or we could just top deck Great Catcher. I don't know. Oh, we didn't use Heavy Rock Artillery last turn. We can just knock it out. I gotta be paying more attention to this game. That was twice in a row that I got exactly the card that I wanted. Unbelievable. Game 2, we look like we're up against Eternatus, and this means Rhyperior is going to come in clutch again. Let's see what we can do here. Let's get rid of the Quick Ball. We'll throw away the Scoop Up Net. We want to find ourselves a, I don't know, what do we want to find? Like, draw? Let's go with Jirachi. Oh, no, we can't get into the Jirachi. Let's go with the Dedenne. We can attach to the active and then Dedenne. It seems pretty strong. We lose the VMAX, but that's okay. We've got Boss, we've got Quick Ball, we've got Aurora Energy, which I like. We could like Quick Ball away the Talonflame or something like that and find another Pokemon. I don't know, I kind of just like sitting on this hand. This doesn't seem too bad. Let's Quick Ball away, I don't know. Let's just get rid of the Boss, whatever. Let's get rid of that. And we can grab ourselves, I mean, we could draw more cards with Crobat. Seems a little bit risky. Another Ditto seems a little bit better. Let's just go with this. I mean, we've got a Quick Ball in hand, so we should be fine. Grab the Ditto. And then, let's have a think. What else can we do? Do we need to do anything else? Probably not. I mean, maybe? I don't know. My brain's not working this morning. Let's just pass. We'll just leave it at that. Let's see what our opponent does. They've got an Eternatus in the on the bench with 2 energy. We've got the Aurora in hand, which is fantastic news for us. If we can find Rhyperior and Welder, we actually will be able to get a knockout on this Eternatus. But in saying that, we've been manied, so it doesn't really matter. We'll just keep plugging along. We'll see what we can come up with. VMAX, not great. Second boss plus Eldegoss, also not great. There's a power accelerator, so no attack with a VMAX this turn, and also no energy acceleration. Let's evolve into the VMAX here, because what we could do, it's Quick Ball. What we could do is we could go hunting for a Welder, and maybe max transform and hit this thing with Dynamax Cannon or something similarly stupid. Let's try doing that just for fun. We can Crobat. Let's Crobat for 5. We find a Pokegear, which is good. We can remove an energy from our hand with Giant Hearth to thin out the deck a little bit. Then we can Pokegear. We're looking for a Welder, please, game. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, let's Welder. Welder to the active. Probably just 1 energy, right? I don't think we need 2. Seems so weak to Welder for 1, but that's okay. We've got 2 more Welders for next turn. We can max transform here. This is probably a bad play, but let's Dynamax Cannon, just to say that I've done it. Let's do it. Dynamax Cannon, beautiful stuff. 120 damage. That means that next turn, we'll be able to knock that Eternatus out, hopefully. Or they just concede. And fair enough too, if I got Dynamax Cannon, I'd quit. Let's play another quick one, see if we can't get another game with Ditto where we actually transform. Alrighty, we've got ourselves a Victini start. Our opponent has started Eldegoss. Not a great start for any deck. Grabbing a Heatran GX off of the Cherish Ball. And then playing down Giant Hearth. We've got Giant Hearths to spare in our hand. So that's good. We can actually get a knockout on this Eldegoss with Victini next turn, thanks to the Welder in our hand. We need to put 3 energy on the Victini, which is a bit uncomfortable, but it's definitely doable, and then they just pass. Okay. More Welders. Alright, let's get rid of one of those Giant Hearts. Let's go for some Fire Energy. We can weld it to the Victini in the active. Let's see what we get. We've got a Jirachi, which is good. We can switch into that next turn if we need to. We could even do it now, really. I also feel like Indeedee V is a really strong card in this matchup as well. Because I think this is Center Scorch. Quick Ball, let's grab that. We can Quick Ball away the Indeedee, I think. And then find ourselves our friend Ditto. We want to have him down on the bench. Then we can scoop up and knock out with Victini. It's going to do 30 damage times the amount of energy attached to both Pokemon. So we do need to throw that energy on the active, but that's okay. Let's Energy Burst, take the knockout on Eldegoss. This is a very promising start. And depending on what our opponent does here, we could find ourselves in a very, very strong position going into next turn. We've got the VMAX as well if we want to use it. Although to be fair, I kind of want to use the V transformation ability because we haven't actually done that yet in this Ditto V deck. But to be honest, you don't have to, right? It's a counter box. So we can counter decks without having to play Ditto. Ditto just gives us the flexibility to do it whenever we need to and to get our counter Pokemon back, right? So like the Indeedee that's in the discard pile, we can just grab it and use it, right? That's the point. That is the point. Alrighty, so what is this Heatran going to do? They're dealing 130 at the moment. Ooh, 200 damage with the GX attack. That's pretty concerning. If they don't play down another Pokemon, though, we could just win this game. So they're going to have to throw down another Pokemon. Or otherwise hope we don't have Welder, which we have in our hand. Okay, well, I mean, at least we're going to use the V transformation ability, right? At least that's something. At least we actually get to use the ability. Let's promote the Ditto. It's so silly. Oh, more Dittos. Come to join the party. Let's find some fire energy. We can Welder. Let's Welder to the active. Oh, we can attach the Aurora. Let's discard literally anything. And then V-transform into the Victini. Both Victini and our dude bro would have done the job there. Victini's gonna take us across the line though. Okay, well at least we used V-transform. At least we won with V-transform. So there you go, we managed to tick Ditto off the list for the OG 150 challenge. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that one was gonna be incredibly difficult until Ditto V and VMAX came out. Other Pokemon like Rhyperior I won't check off just yet. Thank you very much everyone for coming along today and for watching, and thank you very much to our channel members. If you want to become a member of the channel, then there is a join button down below next to the subscribe button, which you should also click. Thank you very much to Dadbod and Azazel for becoming Ascended Sableyes Insane. Thank you very much. Fernando, Yolo, Diego, thank you very much, as well as Victor, Connor, Dario, Stephen, Tom Cove, and Sparksy. Appreciate your support on the channel, and I will see you next time for more from the Sableyes.